Good evening, my darlings, and welcome to another KBSI Creature Feature. Tonight, Jennifer Beals and Sting star in a pretty new movie about an old monster. And since Sting is in it, here goes my rock and roll version of an old song that goes along with the movie. Here comes the bride. From Sting she's trying to hide. Frankenstein's the groom. His future looks so gloom. Together they will kill Sting. And no more will he sing. He should sing, he sure can't act. Here's the bride. Stay tuned, my darlings.
He desired something beyond love.
I might make the new woman, Clavel, independent, free, and a fit companion for...
The genius of Frankenstein.
He created something beyond woman.
Beautiful.
Where did I come from?
She'll break a few hearts, will she not?
Who is she, Charles? What is she?
You must obey me.
I will not obey you! You didn't create me! You didn't create me!
As a matter of fact, I did.
Sting. Jennifer Beals. The Bride.
You know, this Jennifer Beals makes a perfect woman, doesn't she? She reminds me of those prissy, dainty girls I went to school with back in the old days. You know, the old days when safe sex was when your parents didn't find out? Oh, well, back to the girls. You know, the ones who always managed to sneeze like this? I tried that once and blew my eyelashes off. Boy, did my eyes look nude. Natural, but yet naked.
Once upon a night, two wisps of smoke were out on a lark. A witch and her father.
Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, Jennifer. Be a bad girl. Her first night was a calamity, but she was rescued by a very handsome man.
Oh, I'm cold.
Cold in this furnace?
But I have no clothes.
No clothes. Now, this little witch was no ordinary witch. Oh, no. She was beautiful and did the strangest things. But she had a terrible time making the right man fall in love with her.
Oh, I'm a pretty good judge of character. And I don't think you're really a bad girl.
I guess this will take longer than I planned.
It's getting late.
But I want you to know what I am.
All right. All right, what are you?
I'm a witch. Why do you look at me that way? Oh, my dress. Do you like it?
I don't know. It's such a shock to see you dressed.
It should have been the happiest moment of their lives, the night they came home to be married at the house of Great Aunt Kate. But it turned into a haunted honeymoon. a werewolf. Oh, hairy. All over. What? Someone or something is trying to scare them to death.
Now, if anything frightens you, anything at all, you just holler.
Holy baloney, here we go again.
I just found Cousin Francis in my bed.
Was he wearing a dress?
Yes, he was.
Just ask him to leave, sir. Tell him you have a headache. Whatever happens,
Who knows if any of us shall ever see the morning?
they have to be ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready! 1, 2.
Beat it while you're still healthy.
Yes, sir. It's the biggest thrill of my life. You put your left foot out
Now, you'd think this would frighten me.
and bring it back. It's not what you think. And it's what we call the jack. Well, it's partly what you think, but wait. Oh, wait.
Starring Gene
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa.
Wilder, Gilda Radner,
Larry. Oh, this thing's pinching my butt.
and Dom DeLuise in his most demanding role.
Oh, it's so complicated.
Haunted Honeymoon.
Hi, my name is Mike Myers. Perhaps you recognize me from my recent motion picture, Wayne's World. Thanks. As you can see, I'm on the set of my new film in which I play a young fellow named Charlie, who gets a little more than he bargained for. For example, there's suspense. Have you heard of this case? Mrs. X. She murders her husband on her honeymoon, then she changes her identity and marries again.
I never heard of it, so what?
I think I'm dating Mrs. X.
The Justice Department reports an alarming rise in the number of poisoning murders across the United States.
It's a smart drink to improve your brain power. You like it, Charlie?
Thank you, no. There's action.
Charlie, there's something I've been meaning to tell you.
She's a killer.
Charlie, she is not a killer.
And of course, there's plenty of romance.
What do you look for in a girl you date?
I know everyone always says sense of humor, but I'd really have to go with breast size.
You're lying on your side, totally asleep. I could just stick a needle in.
So, as you can see, it has all the elements of a truly great motion picture. Oh, did I mention the axe murder?
Hello, sweetheart.
Missed me, darling?
Wow, this is some movie. I like to sit back and get a good midnight snack and watch these kinds of movies. And speaking of snack, did you human creatures survive Fat Tuesday? Wait a minute. I think I got mixed up. Was it Fat Tuesday or Super Tuesday? Or both? With all that fat political bull going on around, I think Fat Tuesday would be my choice. What's so super about all these presidential candidates anyway? Simon, Robertson, Dole? Sounds more like a banana than a president. Dukakis? Hey, in any language, caca means one thing. How can you win with a name like that?
Listen to the beat of your heart, Marianne. You hear the beat of fear within you? Fear that will rise to a shattering crescendo of terror. You have strayed into a world of evil, where frightened people are held in the grip of unearthly horror. Beware of pity for the handsome prisoner in the Castle Meister. Beware of love, for in your heart is only the pulsating throb of terror. Starring Peter Cushing as the Doctor locked in mortal combat with overwhelming evil. Also starring Frida Jackson as Greta, who served the vampires with insane loyalty.
You needn't be afraid. She's dead.
Martita Hunt, the Baroness, victim of her own son. Beautiful Yvonne Molor, France's latest sex kitten, as Marianne, whose beauty was her passport to the twilight world of the undead. David Peel as the Baron, blindingly handsome. Yet his kiss transformed the most beautiful girls into monsters.
Well, hello, Dolly.
Chucky's back. But this time, there's more to fear. Because this time, he's got a playmate of his own. Bride of Chucky.
Barbie, eat your heart out.
Lobo, take the girl to my quarters.
Janet's car? Yeah. There's not a trace of it.
Let me loose. Did you hear me? You will be soon as big as a giant. Or, like all the others, dead.
This Frankenstein monster does not look like that classic monster with the stitches and the screws. Hey, that reminds me of a joke. Why did Frankenstein's monster go to the psychiatrist? He thought his screws were loose.
An experiment in life and death, where passion ends
I don't belong to you.
and madness begins.
I sewed you together out of corpses. I created your body, just as I created your mind.
Sting, Jennifer Beals, The Bride, rated PG-13. Starts Friday at select theaters.
I wonder how much Sting got paid to make this movie. Too much if you consider his acting abilities. The real Dr. Frankenstein sure did not get paid by the hour. You know why? Because he did piecework. Well, you could not pay me to miss next week's movie. Let's look.
If he is still alive, I'll get him out.
That's what waits below. I just cannot wait.
Hi, human creatures. Pick up t-shirts, posters, pins, and more at my official Misty Brew store at cafepress.com/Misty Brew.
We're Everclear, just your average band of losers and one-hit wonders. You know, when I was a kid, it was always assumed that drugs were cool. I'd do any drug on the table. It didn't matter what it was. Man, I was wrong. Never talk about the damage it's going to do to you physically and mentally. It takes your life away from you. I threw away 14 years of my life. Sad. I used to be a stupid rock and roll cliche. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody. Figure it out for yourself. I don't know what else to say.
A message? Oh, nothing like a picnic with cool stag beer. A pillow. Oh, it's your pillow. Why don't you join me in a stag beer? Stag makes a hit every time. Say, fellas, why don't we get up a ball game and choose
No,
a
the
time?
commercial again. Time to get myself a stag beer. Wish someone were here to enjoy it with me.
Why, bottomly, I didn't hear you come in. Take off your hat. Now get another stag. Oh, by George, stag always brings them best together. Oh, time to watch that funny little man take beer. Ah! Oh, that's funny! Funny! Oh, look at that smile. Everybody smiles when they drink stag. The beer of complete refreshment. Oh, that stag looks so good on TV. I can almost taste it. I want some.
I enjoy a happy ending to a love story. I heard after they got married, whole Frankie baby had to go to the sex therapist. The doctor told him that when he got into bed, just say, "I love you," and everything would be all right. So Frankie went to bed and said, "I love you, I love you." She said, "Lower, lower." So he said, "I love you, I love you." Well, before I go, let me give you this parting advice. Look in the mirror while you are combing your hair. See you next week, my darling.
Grandfather's here.
Can't you tell me I'm sick? He'll pinch my cheek. I hate that.
Maybe he won't.
Hey, how was the sickie? Huh? I brought you a special present.
What is it?
It was the book my father used to read to me when I was sick, and I used to read it to your father. And today, I'm going to read it to you.
It was a time when life didn't seem so complicated.
Marriage is what brings us together today.
What?
What?
I'm killing myself once we reach the honeymoon suite.
Wouldn't that be nice,
A courtly age of gentle conversation.
I will always come for you.
But how can you be sure?
This is true love.
Oh, no. Is this a kissing book?
No. Actually, there was a lot of treachery, peril, and revenge.
Prepare to die.
Never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
There were affairs of state.
But I've got my country's 500th anniversary to plan, my wedding to arrange, my wife to murder, and Gilda to frame for it. I'm swamped.
And affairs of the heart.
My Wesley will always come for me.
Your Wesley is dead.
I've seen worse.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
It's more than turning. What's the difference? We've got him.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Goodbye.
It's a story of love, a tale of adventure. It's as real as the feelings you feel.
They're kissing again.
Someday you may not mind so much.
The Princess Bride. Not just your basic, average, everyday, ordinary, run-of-the-mill, ho-hum fairy tale.
Starring Jason Robards, unforgettable as Al Capone.
I'm talking about staying alive! Try getting it through your cement head that what Moran's pulled so far, that's for openers. He wants me. He wants me dead.
George Siegel as Peter Gusenberg, the enforcer.
It's not the pipes at all. It's the beer. You got green beer. Here, you can smell it. See what I mean?
Ralph Meeker as notorious Bugs Moran, who challenged the Capone empire.
I say it's time we put Capone and his bums out of business. For good.
In all the annals of crime films, you have never witnessed such savagery and authenticity. A vice ring that earned $367 million in 1 year. 21,000 speakeasies. 618 murders. Wild platinum parties. One-way rides. In an era when love and death were for sale. On the flaming battleground called Chicago.
It's all set for this Thursday, Mr. Capone. In the morning, around 10:30. We got a nice Valentine all ready to deliver.
A Valentine for Bugs. Say, Jack, just make sure it's a great big red Valentine, huh?
Hello, boys. Something I can do for you?
Yeah, you can shut up. I'll line up all of you. Face that wall.
The St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Sweetly
in a land of eternal beauty, where the big city and the great outdoors come together in one place, destined to be seen time and again. From the people who brought you Twain and Truman comes Missouri's Great Escape. It could be the ride of your life. Enter now at visitmo.com and let your adventure begin.